Is this what you're looking for? What up, guys? Here's my off-the-record experience from the Avengers, Age of Ultron, Japan edition. So I just got home a little while ago, and I'm just gonna talk about whatever's going on in English. I did a little bit of Japanese here, but I wanted to tell you guys just my experience, the Japanese version. This is my third time watching this movie. As most of you know, the first two times I saw it, it was in Korea, and I saw it within 24-hour period twice. Like, I saw it once, and I ran out to go see the next showing again, because I knew it was going to be a while till I got a chance to see it, until it came to Japan. Then I ended up seeing it first thing in the morning, because the one I tried to see was already sold out in Korea, or something like that. Anyways, I saw this version in IMAX 3D. Over here, Canal City. It's the best way for me to watch it. There's a 4DX edition of it, but one, it was gonna be all in Japanese, and I know I do the whole strip the a bootleg file MP3, put it on my iPhone, and then play the movie like that. But it's a good. Considering the fact that I had already seen it in 4D, the first time I saw it was IMAX 3D with a little bit of 4DX, a little bit of 4DX stuff, and then after that I saw it full-fledged 4DX. So since I already got the 4DX experience, I was just like, you know what, let me just get it out of my system or whatever, and let me watch it as is in IMAX 3D. So, but what I will tell you guys is, even though I got the most proper placement as that I believe, the thing with IMAX, especially with the Avengers, I noticed when I saw it IMAX 3D 4DX the first time, was I came out with a massive headache, and that might have been just due to the traveling or whatever on the boat and going directly from the boat to the movie theater. But I came out with a massive headache, but it was really blurry too. I was like really in the front, and it was just too much sensory overload. So I got middle seating to the right side, and the other thing I was going to mention is like air conditioning. They do not do air conditioning so much in the movie theaters. It's out here, I've noticed, like, that was always a big thing in the States, where you would have to bring a jacket because it was cold, right? But it was hot, and I was sitting next to, ironically, I'm going to get into that a little bit more, but I was sitting next to two black people. Probably the only black people in Fukuoka, and they put us all together, and they were fanning themselves because it was so hot, and they put all the foreigners together, which was weird. Anyways, so I got the proper placement, but I'll tell you what, after you see that movie in 4DX, it definitely felt like something was missing a lot. And it's kind of the same way when I watch when I watch Pacific Rim nowadays, when I re-rent it or whatever, like, I always kind of have this remembrance of my first time watching it in 4DX, and it doesn't feel the same because you don't feel like you're as much as part of in the movie, which I guess is fine, because same thing with 3D. I don't have a 3D TV, so it's fine, but I can still enjoy the clarity of Blu-ray, and I think that's going to be the big difference when Avengers Age of Ultron comes out on Blu-ray, is that I can really see things a lot sharper. Even in IMAX, it's still, there's parts that I just it's blurry to the eyes, especially in 3D. And frankly, you're not going to get, in Japan at least, you're not going to get an IMAX by itself out here in Japan, so it's always going to be in 3D, so it's fine. I have a coworker who actually watched it today in 2D, and I'm not sure how that worked out for him or not, but the other thing I was going to point out here is the sound quality. For some reason, I don't know what it was, but the sound quality was fine. It just wasn't loud enough. And they did that whole exposition of like testing the sound range, and they did, and it was loud. That was really loud. But when the actual movie started, I was like, you could really hear people coughing or eating or whatever over the movie. I thought that was really strange. So that took me out of it because I have seen other movies at that same place. Godzilla was extremely loud, really. Interstellar, it was too much, just blaring. Oh, you guys already know what about that. Yeah. Dark Knight Rises was fine. A lot of things it was fine, but just the actual movie itself, the sound was not up there. I thought that was very strange. Let's see, Hot Movie Theater. Somebody's fucking head was in the way, and I couldn't read the. Well, I don't need to read the subtitles, but if I did, that would have been. It kind of threw me out of the movie a little bit in the beginning. What else in terms of the difference? Yeah, I mean, I really was missing a lot of that 4DX action at certain parts of the movie. But considering this would be the third time I've watched the movie now, it was all right. I noticed little things. By the way, after my Avengers review, like I mentioned the thing about Vision and how come he had how did he get the cape? And a lot of you did chime in about the fact that Vision looked at Thor's cape, and then he decided he wanted one too. And I was paying attention to that, and maybe you guys are piecing separated scenes together, but like I was looking at, but when he was actually looking at the like right before he got that cape, and I didn't really see like a noticeable like checking him up and down or whatever like that. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. What's some other stuff that I noticed? I still laugh my ass off a lot at the roadie scenes. And that I guess that's the other thing about watching it the third time here. Like I was laughing at scenes about to come up, and I was the only one laughing because I knew it was about to happen. The other thing I was gonna tell you guys is, you know, I don't for big movies. I don't think I can keep watching big movies in Japan. Like if it's not 4DX, and this is something that has come up a lot, especially I noticed this when I first came to Japan, like to live back in 2012 or so, when I saw Iron Man 2 in movie theaters. I remember that was my first big experience. I went with some of my university friends at the time, and we were just getting so hyped for every action scene, and nobody was making any noise or obviously there was no clapping after a scene. I know that's to the limit, but just some of the jokes. So the Age of Ultron was no different. It's very strange, and if I wasn't with a bunch of foreigners that they sat us around for whatever, the entire row was filled up with foreigners, and if I didn't sit around them, which is sometimes actually even threw me off, because you could, like, when certain things would show up, they'd be like, oh, that's oh snap, like that, oh snap, he's in this movie, like that. You would hear them like talk about it, and it was very interesting to me, just the reactions. No pun intended there. The reactions from the foreign crowd in the movie theater, and then you would just see I was panning, and the rest of the crowd was just empty as hell, like just.
So there may be no way to make you trust me, but we need to go.
Oh shit! Oh.
Right. 3 minutes.
But I was talking to my friend about it, and she was just telling me that sometimes the timing of the subtitles and just the way the jokes are oriented, the way they're translated, they're not as funny, and they don't cause someone to really come out and laugh or whatever, especially like Tony Stark's quips or his humor, it doesn't translate exactly the same way. And at this point, I kind of understand, because I feel sometimes the same way about Japanese comedy and the things they do sometimes. But, you know, Ultron, especially Ultron's kind of humor, it's not the same. It doesn't translate the same. Or Black Claw, you know, Dark, what the fuck ever his name is, the Claw. Um, so anyways, and then same deal with the Quicksilver thing. I want to share with you guys really quickly. This is basically, now it's very empty, and I noticed the same thing with Man of Steel at the scene with Superman and Zod, but I must have been sitting next to the one guy in the world who has avoided social media for like 3 months because he had no idea about that Quicksilver scene. And when it came up to that point, in a quiet ass Japanese audience, my brother, he was like, "Oh shit." And I just started laughing so hard because he had no. And I talked to him afterwards because his buddy actually recognized me, which is even crazier. Recognized me from I think he said the Final Fantasy reactions and such. Because I was tweeting about the guy that didn't know about it. About Quicksilver, but he was just like, "Yeah, man, it set all the black guys together." Oh shit! He was like, "I think I know this guy. Yeah, he's from like he's a YouTuber or does reactions and such." And I finished up my tweet. Anyways, though, yeah, I talked to him and he said he had no idea. He was being completely honest. He had no idea any of that was coming up. He was able to block everything. And I can't imagine it because I knew, even though I went on a media block, certain scenes, like, I knew because I wasn't able to turn off my comments to YouTube fast enough. And I would remember being on the toilet and right about to go to Korea, where all my signal would have been cut off and everything. And I remember some asshole spoiling that shit for me, or whatever. So it's amazing to me. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like, I can't imagine detaching yourself from social media, from everything, or just certain sites for so long. And I might have to do that with Ant-Man, but it's impossible. Like, unless I completely stop giving a shit about YouTube comments and stop reading YouTube comments for 3 months. But for me, you know, that's a difficult one, right? Like, I don't want to block you guys out because of people spoiling shit with Ant-Man, but I don't know what to do about that. But I think that one's definitely evident with Ant-Man. Even not even trolls, but just people that are trying to be on it. Like, for example, like when Avengers was on its way out, or is like, please react to the Spider-Man cameo in the end credits of Ultron. Like, they weren't trying to be malice about it. They just wanted my reaction about it, and they don't understand about copyright stuff and whatever. So, anyways, that's a whole nother story about Ant-Man in a few weeks on top of that. It comes out in September, by the way, in America, in Japan. It was funny. Also, DC actually, they showed a bunch of commercials for like Arrow, DC, Batman. They didn't show the Batman versus Superman trailer, but they showed a lot of Batman stuff. Like, they showed that Batman versus Superman is coming out soon. They showed a poster, or the poster was in the lobby. But they showed Gotham, a trailer for Gotham, Arrow, Flash. They even did something about the comic books, I think, as well. I was very impressed about that. That was very interesting. What else, guys? What else can I tell you about the Japanese experience of it? I took a bunch of photos. I got recognized from YouTube. And then on top of that, a bunch of Japanese people. Oh, I brought the hammer. Brought Mjolnir with me. So some people wanted to take some pictures with me. maybe one day I'll go full-fledged costume with the Thor costume, probably the Thor, yeah. But I just would have to do it on like a premiere night, especially if it was like Tokyo or something. That'd be a lot better. Today was just a Sunday night, and it came out Saturday or whatever. Anything particularly else that I can tell you guys about the Avengers experience? I saw the Shingeki trailer. I'll probably still react to it one more time for you guys on YouTube. But I saw it as a little weird actually. I'm gonna have to watch it again with you guys and give my opinions on that. But that's coming up next month actually, the live action movie. But I don't know about that one, guys. Yeah. Anything else Avengers wise? Again, that group that I was sitting next to, they had no idea that there weren't going to be any in credits, like in credits. He was like, "Yeah, man, you saw this movie, you didn't let me know." And it was like 11, 15 like English teachers or something. Like they were like, "What?" He's like, "Man, they're gonna be all mad at me because we had to sit through these credits." I was like, "Sorry, man. I was just enjoying the music." So yeah, I guess that's about it, guys. That's basically my thoughts on the 3D was the three. You know, I think the Avengers 3D in the first movie was mm, I don't know, maybe just more memorable. I mean, or it was just used in a different sense because uh just certain things came out like jumped out a little bit better in 3D even, but I guess we're so used to Tony Stark in doing the lab stuff that that 3D is starting to become like more normal to me, so to speak. Like when they were working in the lab, it really jumps out at you. I mean, it doesn't really jump out at you. It's just kind of like Avatar. Like it's just kind of there now, and you're so used to it at this point. And so especially same thing with Jarvis and Ultron, the cube or what, like with their 3D versions. Like it's just kind of there, and it's not made to really jump out at you anymore. Uh, like that. Anything else that I can think of that really stood out? Japanese differences. They didn't play. Um, any different like in music. Like when I saw Amazing Spider-Man, the Japanese edition, the music was different. Um, the credits music was different. But I kind of liked it that way. But I not overall. I mean, it looked like everybody really enjoyed the movie. The like for a Japanese audience, you could see there were smiles on their faces, and they were really enjoying it. Not overly hyped or so, but you could see they were enjoying it. They didn't translate the Korean, which I like. That one Korean doctor, for whatever reason, I thought that they were going to translate it. When I saw it in Korea, obviously it wasn't subtitled then, so I thought that when watching it in Japanese, they were going to subtitle what she was saying, but they didn't. I did miss the 4DX a lot in that edition because some parts of the movie were okay, but like that scene with Black Widow in the motorcycle and chasing the van, that came out pretty strong in 4DX as a more interesting scene. Hawkeye's family, things like that. The flowers, the smell of flowers. You could still remember it, but it was just like okay, it's not as interesting or whatever. So, or I mean that scene in general, but. Uh, otherwise, like, of course, the movie was fine, and I still got nice chills and such watching that movie, and especially the end. Again, I'm still shocked that that dude didn't know about Thanos, and like, like, he was like, "Oh shit, Infinity Gauntlet!" Like, "Oh fuck!" Like, and then was having a conversation about uh like one more. I don't know what his friend about something about the comics or whatever. It was very interesting, guys. A very interesting experience, especially getting recognized, especially the little bit of fame or whatever. I gotta work on the Japanese version of this experience or whatever. I'll probably upload that one tomorrow, but you guys at least will get this one straight up, my impressions. And I'm gonna finish off Arkham Knight like tonight, so check out that Twitch stream. Keep an eye on it tonight. I'll be on there. We're gonna finish this up. I will be wrapping up some other projects, and I will be back relatively soon for you guys. All right, that's it, guys. The big A. And remember, Avengers. Wait. In credits scene. This is the Japanese a movie ticket when you reserved it. And I had a toy that it came with, but I don't know where it is right now. Oh, here we go. Found it. This is it's a phone pin, I guess. Yeah, some sort of phone pin. So basically, when I reserved, it's an Ultron. It's Ultron right there. When I reserved the tickets, you get a little toy or whatever. The Avengers, if I ever find it, I'll look for you guys. But the Avengers, the first Avengers one, I got a Thor keychain, and that one was pretty cool. And you guys probably have seen the Superman one, but basically when you get this ticket, and I think you guys already saw this one, the Shingeki no Kyojin tickets you get for the animated, which I still have. It's already out right now, the second part of this movie, the animated thing, but I'm waiting. I'm really holding on to a 40. The 40X edition of it hasn't been announced yet, so I'm really hoping one will come out, because I'm really not in the mood to see like what I've already seen again on 2D. Like I'm waiting for the 40X. All right, there you go. Fine, I'll do it myself. Avengers,